All right, here's my latest project. I'm waiting on, I've got to send the jugs off for my Yamaha. This one I've got to order the engine module, build a carburetor to put on it, finish cleaning out the fuel system. That one is also going to need a complete overhaul of the jet pump, probably at least a new wear ring, probably new impeller too. Cavitates horribly. I got this one, old gas, typical of a ski that's been sitting up. The fuel pickup from the factory is just a clear plastic tubing that goes bad. It had dissolved in the tank. Went to a mower shop, put in a pickup tube from a lawn mower that uses a vertical pickup tube. I had to cut it to fit, but it works just fine. As you can see, we're running. She's a little smoky. This thing was hydro-locked with two-stroke oil all in the engine. The guy who gave it to me is the original owner of this ski. He bought it brand new. So that means I've got a history of it. It's already had a seat cover done, and it's had the mats replaced. As you can see, it's idling. It's idling fine. But when I put it in the lake, it doesn't seem to be getting the cooling that it's supposed to. And that cooling comes off of the jet pump, which I pulled. I'm gonna walk away from this to get some of the noise out. See those holes? I drilled an extra one from this side. They just drilled holes to cool the engine. I thought that was really cheap, but I guess it works. They came through the housing here. You can see where they welded it and painted it. They came straight through here and drilled 4 holes for the cooling. Now these fins, 2 of the fins on this pump housing, they have a raised ridge right here, and I'm guessing that was to create an effect where the water would kind of eddy into here a little more on this particular fin, this particular cavity here, because the rest of those don't have that. This isn't all beat up. The impeller's not all beat up. You can hear it, it's running, it's idling. It'll just sit there and idle. As long as I've got fuel in it and I'm running it, I'm actually back flushing it on a hose right now. That's the port that it usually pisses water out of right there where I've got the hose going in. And this is where I usually plant a garden, but man, got a little 2-stroke in it now. Anyway, you can see where that's the other end of the cooling cycle. Goes through. Pretty budget ski. All of the fittings, I'm finding that Tigershark, they used plastic fittings everywhere but the one on the engine. Plastic fitting. But this is a budget and entry-level type jet ski. There's no gauges. This is your fuel gauge. I have to keep this covered so the rain doesn't, or water won't get in it. I'm gonna have to get a different cap for this, but there's your float. Usually like an old lawnmower type deal. You can get all these replacements on eBay or Amazon. But I don't know, I kind of like smokes a little. Seems to do all right, but remember, you don't want to run your ski on a hose. You get the ski running first, then you turn your water on, because you don't want your exhaust chamber filling up and flooding your engine. That's not good. Then you gotta get all the water out of your engine. But I don't know, this one's doing okay on the hose. I'm hoping I'm back flushing whatever's going wrong. I'm gonna clean up these surfaces and maybe it'll cool properly. I drilled an extra hole. Maybe it'll cool properly after that. If not, then I've got to figure out what's going on. Could be a bad temp sensor or something. But I think it's just not sending enough water through from the way that they set that jet pump housing up. shut off my hose and I'm gonna go shut off the engine. But this is my latest project. Let's see if we can get this thing lake ready. It ought to be a fun challenge.